Look, this is obviously very rare for people as young as that mum. What is, in a sense, the point of releasing these figures, in a sense, to say 11,000 people under the age of 65 may get it?
Well, because we do need to be aware that actually Alzheimer's or dementia isn't just one condition. Alzheimer's is only one of several forms of dementia. And there are lots of things that you can do to reduce your risk of dementia. Now, that tragic story is about a lady who may well have a genetic form, an inherited form. It's unusual, but at this very young age, you're more likely to get a condition called frontotemporal dementia, and actually about 1 in 3 of those, it is inherited. Now, Alzheimer's, we don't think there's that much we can do about it, but we do know that living a generally healthy life and keeping your brain active can really make a difference. Whereas with vascular dementia, the second most kind, keeping yourself in good shape physically, all the things you do to reduce your risk of stroke is more likely to make a difference. So not smoking, keeping your alcohol level down, keeping your weight down, a healthy diet, regular exercise. Because actually vascular dementia, the second most common kind, is a series of really teeny tiny strokes inside your brain. And each one doesn't cause a problem, but they all build up and they gradually affect how your brain works.
Sarah, all of us get a little bit forgetful every now and again, and have been for many years. But at what point does that forgetfulness, is that showing more than just absent-minded sort of where I can't remember what I've done with my keys?
I mean, I get people in all the time completely convinced that, you know, they're having what they describe as senior moments. And when does a senior moment become a real concern? Now, that can be difficult to tell, but that's because there isn't an absolute cut-off. We can't do a blood test and say you've got dementia. What we're looking at is a combination of things. Firstly, it's very common to forget things when you're not concentrating. But if you're really trying hard to concentrate on things and you still forget, that's more of an issue. If you find you're forgetting very recent things, but you've got a great memory for things going back a long way, that can be an issue.
You can't remember what you had for dinner.
Exactly, but you can remember what you had for your wedding breakfast 30 years ago. That's more of an issue. People who have dementia often find it difficult to learn new skills, and that's one of the reasons we think that actually keeping your brain active, you know, use it or lose it. If you learn new skills, go out and, I don't know, take a car mechanics course or learn a new language.
Well, it's easy. I mean, it's easier said than done. I mean, I would say that, you know, particularly in this sort of weather, and the weather in this country is terrible, you know, and cold for quite a lot of the year. For some people, just getting out of the house just feels like a big issue, and they may not have a big friend circle, and they're in the house a lot. We hear a lot about loneliness in people.
Absolutely.
How do you keep your mind active when really all you're doing is looking at the 4 walls in your house and waiting for someone to visit, and that may not happen for a week?
And you're absolutely right, and we do see terribly sad stories coming out from Age UK about people who go into hospital who've had 1 or less social contact in the last month. But there is lots that you can do if you can get out of the house at all. For instance, councils have lots of evening classes that are free or very, very good value, great way of getting to meet people. If you're sitting in the house, don't sit and stare at the television. Do something active, crossword puzzles,
between 6
Sudoku.
and 8:30, it's OK to stare at the TV. That's actually quite good for your health, is that right?
But what you do for the rest of the day is you remind yourself of what you've been watching this morning, and that'll keep your brain active because it's bringing back new things.